Literary databases like JSTOR, the MLA International Bibliography, and Project Muse are collections of scholarly criticism from journals and books. They allow you to search volumes of aggregated information vetted by experts. While differing in appearance, library databases often share key features. Many of them offer keyword and field searching, tools for narrowing a search, and recommendations for similar text, and ways to collect citations. There's no one-stop shopping for scholarly articles. Sometimes databases offer overlapping content. Journals in Project Muse may also appear in JSTOR. However, they typically offer some unique content. In this video, we're going to cover two kinds of databases, ones with full text and ones that are indexes. Large databases like Project Muse and JSTOR have full-text articles from many disciplines. They serve as repositories of scholarly criticism, sites where you can both discover and access articles. They retrieve results based on the occurrence of the search terms anywhere in the text. Because of the breadth and range of these repositories, assessing search results is the most significant and perhaps difficult element of using them. We'll focus on Project Muse for this video, but many of the principles can be applied to JSTOR and other full-text databases. The MLA International Bibliography is a different kind of database. It's an index of journals and books on literature. A bibliography, whether it's at the end of a scholarly book or in database form, is a collection of citations about the scholarship in a field. Because it's an index, it doesn't machine search the full text. Instead, an index is created by experts from the Modern Languages Association who select key information about each text, like subject, genre, and time period, based on literary categories and vocabulary. You won't get every article with every instance of word. Instead, you'll get articles that are about the terms that you're searching. Let's look at texts that discuss marriage in Shakespeare's Hamlet, using Project Muse and the MLA bibliography. In Project Muse, if we put in marriage and Hamlet, we get back about 1,500 results. Scan the titles of the articles to see if they seem to fit what you're looking for. Clearly, the impact of rural political economy on gender relations in Islamizing Hausaland, Nigeria is far afield from our research question. This happens because keyword searching in a full-text database returns all the results with those words in the text. While keyword searching is powerful because it returns all the results, and because it doesn't require knowledge of a specific vocabulary, it also leads to many irrelevant returns. Adding Shakespeare to our search narrows the results, but there are still about 1,000. How do we decide what to read? As you scan the results, the article titles and names of journals can reveal standout articles right away. The order of display is also useful. Results are sorted by relevance, which means that the articles where the search terms are most common and most closely located together on a page come up first. While the first result, out of joint, memento as contemporary Hamlet, seems like an odd fit, it might be worth looking at. Further down, if a result seems to be about another work, you could be more secure in weeding it out. As you do more research and become more familiar with the field, narrowing down results becomes easier. Let's look at out of joint, memento as contemporary Hamlet. Most article pages have information about the article and ways to get and save the citation. On the right is a box of related content, which includes articles on topics similar to the one you're viewing. Other databases have similar recommendation functions. Because this article seems like it might not apply to the research question we're looking at, let's begin by clicking Ctrl+F or Command+F to search within the text. Looking through instances of the word marriage, we see that later in the article is a section explicitly about marriage in Hamlet. Articles from some journals in Project Muse only have the text of the article without additional information, recommendations, or citation features. With full-text databases, it's important to narrow your search results before you begin sifting through them. Using specific language will help you get better results. For example, in Hamlet, Gertrude is called a jointress, which is a much more specific term. Project Muse will be better for a search like jointress Hamlet than marriage Hamlet if you're interested in the idea of jointure in marriage in the period. Let's compare Project Muse to the MLA Bibliography. The same search, Hamlet and Shakespeare and marriage, returns only 16 results. This is because MLA is a much smaller site, tailored to the literary field. Though there are very few results, many of them look helpful. There are two ways to find further results, by using controlled vocabulary and by using smart text searching, which is a recommendation feature in MLA. Controlled vocabulary is a set of agreed-upon words that are used to categorize materials. They include author names, genre, and specific subject terms. One way to learn and use the controlled vocabulary in the MLA is to look at the list of subjects below the title in each entry. These terms can help you find other material and even revise your research question. You can also discover controlled vocabulary and narrow the results by using the facets on the left side of the search results screen. When you want an article or book from the MLA, click on the Pin Text button, and you'll be taken to a separate page where you can find the electronic and print versions of the text. As you begin to collect citations from MLA, as well as other sources, like the footnotes of books, you can also use the database's cited references under More to follow the chain of text on a particular topic. For example, if Francis Dolan's work on marriage has been helpful, you could follow the citations to Shakespeare and Marriage, an open question, and from that to the 64 works that the article cites, and so on. Scholarly repositories and indexes like JSTOR, Project Muse, and MLA International Bibliography are the place to find what other scholars have written about a topic, to see how scholars have debated major issues in the field, and to locate both older scholarship and the latest research on a topic. Keep in mind what the database is searching, the text or information about the text, and what journals are included. Only those you would want to use, or a whole range of disciplines. Using synonyms to produce more results, exploring subject terms, and using recommendations features are ways to expand your search. Using facets that filter by field, journals, or subject can help narrow your search. Assessing the results of your searches takes practice and is often learned through seeing what journals and types of discussions scholars in your field are invested in. Finding and assessing articles will become easier as you continue to conduct research.